yo, why am I the only one breaking, generational curses? Why is that put on me? Why no one came before me and done this? Why am I the one doing that? But why not you? You've seen better for yourself. You understand that there is something better for you.
I
So
feel
why
that,
not
bro.
go for it?
I feel that, bro. Like, why I gotta come along and be the one that gotta break everybody else out the cycle, bro. I feel that, dog. It's like, yo, I've been living for this much time, right? And there's people in my family double my age right now, and you ain't never just like, all right, let me do something a little bit different. Like, this ain't working. Like, why am I the one? But then when I come along and try to do it, why I gotta get judged for it?
Yep.
What are you doing today that makes you better than the person you were yesterday? That is part of the Ascension brand. That is the motto, the heart of what we stand for. When I pass away, I want people to know. I want people to remember me. Not for the time that I've spent on this planet, but for the things that I have done to contribute to society. My mama raised a loser, but I broke the chains. I wasn't made to be a player, I was made to build a game.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It is me, your boy, Marcus Morton. Always here with me is the Aaron Mack, and we're back here on Discord at 4:10 in the morning.
10 in the morning.
And let me just tell y'all, everything is looking crystal clear. Your boy got some new spectacles on. So yeah. Had the old ones for about way past the time I needed to have them. I think it was like 4 years. So
Oh,
yeah.
bruh.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about that. I got contact. Me and Alyssa been together for 3 years now, bruh, and I got contacts when at that time, like,
Come on.
yeah, like I'm still on the last pair of them joints, bro. They's only supposed to last you 6 months.
Jesus. Oh man, yeah, that if it ain't broke, don't fix it mentality for
So,
it's
bro, I mean, I just opened these jokers too, bro. Like within the last 5 days, bro.
Well, I mean,
I do have an appointment today though, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Gotta protect your vision. It's ooh.
Yeah, man. But my thing is though, like they tell you to get rid of them in 6 months, right? Like no, they say 30 days. The contacts last for 30 days, and after 30 days, you gotta get rid of them and start and go on with a new pair. But like my thing is like, yo, ain't nothing wrong with them. Like they still work, they still do what they supposed to. Like you take them out you take them out, you clean them, put them back in, whatever. I sleep in them every now and then because I forget to take them out. That usually bite me in the ass in the mornings, but because my eyes be dry as hell, and they don't want to cooperate. But still, I just take them joints out, put some solution on them, put them back in, and they fine. Like I don't see a need to throw them away. It ain't like I'm tearing contacts. Like
That's true. I kind of feel the same way. I got a pair of contacts, a year supply. And then especially like switching back and forth through glasses and contacts, it's like, shouldn't it be like a little bit longer than a year?
Like I don't do that though, but switching between glasses, I try to keep the contacts in as long as possible. Like I try not to even go out in public with the glasses on. I don't even like being on the podcast with the glasses on. You can't even see my eyes, bro.
Ain't
I
that
like
well?
I like one of those cartoon characters that's behind the computer all day, just like a light just shining all on the glasses, bro. Make me feel uncomfortable. Can't see my eyelids.
I
You know
feel
what I'm
that.
saying? Bro, how I feel like I ain't talked to you in like forever. How was your holiday, man?
Holiday was good. And then like right after the holiday, it's the Mrs. birthday. So, ooh, cool story about that. So we go out to the hotel or whatever, And we get there, and you know how people are just like they ready to cop an attitude when like something goes wrong, right? So we get there to the hotel. They ain't have our room ready, but they was like, all right, look, we'll upgrade y'all. Well, they didn't say upgrade. It's like we have this other room. It's room 2006. It's on the 20th floor, on the top floor.
Mm-hmm.
So we trying to go to our room, and we notice that we're pushing the 20 button in the elevator.
Yeah.
It's not working. They're like, oh, you gotta scan your key card. Scan your
Yeah.
key card to get on the top floor. All right, okay.
Yeah.
Scan it. Get to the top floor. We looking at the numbers. 2005. All right. 2006. That says presidential. All right, so it must be down this hallway. It skips to 2007.
Upside.
Try scanning the presidential. Scans the presidential. Doo goes green. We're like, they upgrade us to the presidential suite free of charge. Just willingly. Oh, y'all can.
That's dope. That's dope.
And then they had like up on the 20th floor, they got like a little lounge room where everything is everything is free.
Stuff. Yeah.
They have these two hot pots. They switch out whatever in them, throughout the day. You get breakfast, lunch, dinner. You can come there, get snacks, get drinks, take it back to the room, all free of charge. And I'm just like,
What hotel is this?
Spoiled. Hilton Inn.
Oh man, that's dope.
Yeah, it was nice. And then they do the little valet thing, and it was just like a very spoiling experience because I'm like, yo, this is nice.
You got exposed to something new. You got exposed to something outside the ordinary, bro.
I was like, valet pull your car up whenever you need it. You ain't even really got to worry about it. They was willing. Like, if we leave a review, we need to get them like 5 stars. Like, the service was awesome. The people there, they was nice. It was helpful. It wasn't like it was no attitudes. It was just like smiles. Just we're here to serve, and it was just like that was real nice.
Just remember, there's a group of individuals who don't go for anything less than what you went through.
Facts.
And then there's also a group of individuals who will go through what you went through, stay in the room that you stayed in, stay in the hotel that you stayed in, and say that it's bottom of the barrel.
Facts.
So, bro, just remember that exposure, man. I'm glad that happened to you.
Yeah, it was real nice. She enjoyed herself. She had a real nice birthday. It was awesome.
Yeah, I was already told the story about Courtney, so she seemed really excited. But I'm glad you brought it to the podcast. I'm glad you did that. It's only like something that happened on like rom-coms and shit. Like people, it'd be like 2 people they just met or something, and they on this random road trip. This is I really don't like this trope, but it's like the 2 people meet. And then they got to go on a random ass road trip together. That's usually during a Christmas movie. Like that's usually when it happens. And then they got to stay at a hotel because they snowed in or whatever the case is. And the roads are closed and all that. And they get to you don't have 2 rooms, and we have 1 room left. And it's a presidential suite.
Yep. and they get fine wine and dined, and they just like, this is life. This is what life is supposed to be.
Yeah.
I love it.
It makes a good story though.
It does. It's a very heartwarming story like that. I think it plays to people's not fantasies, but the better life that people want or like try to work for or try to even create. Like it's a creatable lifestyle. It's a livable lifestyle. But we get stuck on we can't do this because we have this 9 to 5 or because we have all this long list of excuses. We got bills, we got all this. But it's attainable. You just got to believe that it's attainable. Like people don't believe that they could live this lifestyle because of, this long list of excuses or because of this conditioning they went through when they were growing up. It's just you gotta work for it. I mean, it doesn't come without a cost. Like
Right,
there was a price
exactly.
tag attached to that lifestyle. Luckily, our price tag was a little bit reduced, but there's a price tag to live that lifestyle if you wanted it to.
Mhm. And like just to add to that, like it took me back to when I went to to Mexico
Mexico.
last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like to what you saying, I put a limit on myself before I went there. Like it took me to go there, and I didn't even go there for what I went there for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I went there for the conference, but I found out after going to the conference, after getting there, going to the conference and finding out how much the trip costs, that I didn't even need the conference to go there. I'm like, bruh, the only part of this that costs a lot is the plane ticket. I'm like, yo, for real, we can get past the plane ticket. We got a whole credit card that we can put the plane ticket on, get our cash back or whatever, and keep it moving. Like, yo, I didn't even had to go to the conference in order to go there. So it changed something in me, and it woke me up a little bit. And I'm like, yo, that is insane. The limits that we put on ourselves because the environments that we come from, man, it's crazy. So like, I say go for all those type of experiences, man. Like just break outside that comfort zone, man. Like I can't even imagine the room that y'all stayed in being too much more expensive than the room that y'all purchased, man. Like I'm on the website right now trying to find that.
Had the little hot tub jacuzzi, uh walk-in shower along with it, the two sinks in the master bedroom, and then another
Ocean view.
bathroom in the hallway. It
You get the
was nice.
ocean view.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. We had the
Oh
corner joint.
man.
Uh, she played me a little bit because in any other room, right? You watching TV. TV's kind of up a little loud, So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, oh, ooh, TV's loud. Let me turn it down. And then she hit me with the, who gonna hear us? And I thought about it, and I'm like, you know what? You right. You right. We on the corner. There's nobody behind us. The side is just ocean, and then we're literally like at the edge in the bedroom, and it's just like you right. You right. We ain't turning up too loud, but I was like, yeah. This is different. I can have the volume up a little bit louder than what I regularly be. I ain't got to worry about nobody's.
You were on first floor motel problem. She was already there. She got you covered.
I was like, yep. Oh man, it was a wonderful experience. But yeah, like it's that conditioning it's so powerful. Like it even goes to just like animals. We think animals are just like their instincts are top notch. But they can be conditioned as well. Like when you
Yeah.
were telling me that, it reminded me of the new study. It's a video. I don't. It's not like a new study, but it's a video of fleas. You put a bunch of fleas in a container, and you put the lid on it, and then after like 3 days or whatever, they take the lid off, and they notice that the fleas wouldn't jump out of container because they've been conditioned that they could only jump where the lid is.
Wow.
And then when they produce offsprings, those won't jump where the lid previous was.
Yo, that's crazy.
So it's real. Like that conditioning is real. If you think that they could do that with like your animals, what do you think is happening to you? Like, and it brought me to another meme I seen, and it was like, uh, this modern day person. He was like, yo, why am I the only one breaking generational curses? Why is that put on me? Why no one came before me and done this? Why am I the one doing that? But why not you? You've seen better for yourself. You understand that there is something better for you.
I
So
feel
why
that,
not
bro.
go for it?
I feel that, bro. Like, why I gotta come along and be the one that gotta break everybody else out? It's like, bro, I feel that, dog. It's like, yo, I've been living for this much time, right? And there's people in my family double my age right now, and you ain't never just like, all right, let me do something a little bit different. Like, this ain't working. Like, why am I the one? But then when I come along and try to do it, why I gotta get judged for it?
Oh, yep.
You like that segue though?
That's the $1,000,000 question right there.
You like that segue though?
I do. Uh, it
Yeah, for
is
practice.
crazy. It is crazy. Like it's and like you could get shunned for wanting to do better, like in a family like that. And
Yeah, bro. Hell yeah.
it's crazy. Sometimes you just gotta take that leap and be on your own like that. Uh, it it reminds me of this video I just watched a couple days ago. Not just watched because we're on this podcast, but it's on YouTube. It's called Rebuild Yourself. Uh, Positive motivational speeches. Um, it was by Eddie Pinero. And he said something in there uh, by another guy, by Jared Bernard Shaw. It says life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. And they go on to say a couple more things, and it basically got to, art is war. Anything you're trying to create, you're trying to produce, it's gonna be like a battlefield. It's gonna be like a life or death situation. Uh, like first it starts out as an idea. Starts out in that fetus stage. That I can create XYZ, and then you have to keep nourishing that fetus with the work that comes behind wanting to produce that lifestyle, produce that happiness, that safe space for yourself. And then once it's born, you don't get to quit. Even after it's born, you still don't get to quit. You still gotta nourish it and bring it up to where it can stand on its own. And then at that point, hopefully you got like a successful business, or you got a successful podcast that you can preach to people a little bit, and then you keep on hammering it out until you can move on to the next tag.
Yo, that's crazy that you brought that up, bro. You said that was from
Eddie
what was the dude
Pinero.
that?
Eddie
Okay, yeah.
Pinero.
All right. So I was listening to something yesterday, and they were talking about the opposite side of that, right? You
Okay.
talking about the birthing of
Mm-hmm.
a passion right now. We talking about the birthing of a passion.
Right.
And yesterday I was listening to something talking about the the passion has already been born,
Mm-hmm.
and you growing it and raising it like a child.
Right.
So as it pertains to your business or whatnot and all those other things, like it was saying that, and this is going off topic a little bit, but it was talking about how through the lifetime and the life cycle of your business, your passion, that you will raise it like a child, and when it just like a child when they're adults, it's hard for parents to let go.
Ooh.
And they were talking about that letting go piece when once it is grown up a little bit. And I told Alyssa yesterday, like in light of that conversation, that she was saying that, like, I said that Aether will never be a family business. And she looked at me like kind of side-eyed, like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, it will never be a family business. Like exactly what I said. Like the goals that I have for it, the things that I want to see Aether become, if it remains a family business, it will never become that. So I had to at some point take my hands off of it and let it fly.
Yeah. 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 Because like with stuff like that, um especially with like big companies, we've seen just how like they can do something like that. They build it up to a point where sometimes they don't even have to write the stories no more. Like there's so many fan fictions of things. There's so many uh people willing and wanting to, hey, you have this many characters, or could we get, this character, put them in a movie, do a live adaptation of it, or make an anime of it, or do this with it. Like there's so many different uh stories told for Batman, Superman, and all the other characters of DC. Same thing with Marvel.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, I understand. There is a point where once your child or your product is at its adult stage where it can stand up on its own. It's time to back up and work on something else. Start producing something else, or help someone else use the proceeds or the fruits that you got from your first birthing to help someone else, or whatever you want to do with it. It's whatever you put your mind to. But yeah, I feel that there's a time where letting go needs to happen, because if you keep holding on to it, it's going to uh take a whole nother turn. It's going to take a whole
Right.
nother direction.
And I'm looking it up now, right? Like two of the
Mm-hmm.
biggest names that came up that's like pretty much in my space right now,
Mm-hmm.
like George Lucas and Stan Lee. Both have multiple kids. Ain't passed the company down to their kids, but their kids
Mm.
get paid for the company.
Yep.
Hold
Yep.
up, did you hear that last part though? They didn't pass their company down to the kids, but the kids
Mm-hmm.
still get paid for the company.
Yep. Just like I said, you use that to, you know, uh, feed other proceeds, other products that's coming up. Uh, and then like on another note, like that might not even be, your child's dream. And then
Right.
we've seen stories, we've seen movies, shows where parents are trying to force their dreams onto their kids, and then it just completely destroys the relationship. It completely destroys the dynamic of the child and parent that's going on. The child grows up to resent the parent, or the parent grows to basically get to the point of disowning the child, or just like kicking them out or whatever. Or you don't want to take over the family business. I'm cutting you off of everything, and then you did the opposite of what you're basically leading up to do. How, like, I don't understand it. You should want to let your children follow their dreams, because even though they're a product of you, you're there's you in them. They have different passions. You know
Yeah.
they don't see the world like you do because of uh your your gift, your business that you've blessed them with. They have opportunity to seek more, do more. They have the opportunity to go further than you ever were. So
Yeah.
nurture that, nurture that.
Yeah, I gotta be okay with if none of my kids wants to continue on what I'm doing. Like I gotta be okay with that. Like I can't argue with that fact. Like you can't make them do anything. Like
Right.
and like what's the backlash of that? Like you make them do it, you force them to do it, you coerce their hand to make
Hmm.
them follow in your footsteps, and then your company go under, like, and then your whole legacy is shot anyway. Like you better off just going ahead and sell that joker to somebody else and let them go ahead and take the reins and continue getting paychecks from it, bro. Like stay on the board of directors or something. Just make just like, yo, look, for real, like this is it's your family company, your family name inside to this. Like I know you
Hmm.
don't want to do it, just pay somebody to do it. Like I don't care. Just keep the like I'm gonna make sure that like in my trust, bro, like I'm gonna make sure that like you ain't gotta run the company.
Hmm.
But there's a family, there's some family riches that is gonna come out of somewhere, and the stipulation is that you gotta do this. Like you must make sure that this company remains. Like if it fails, oh well. As long as you were there when it did, like I don't care. Like you better make sure that motherfucker. You better make sure it float. I'm just saying. Like you better be on the door when Rose let go. I'm just saying.
But yeah, and it's like getting to that point isn't sunshine and rainbows. You know, it's gonna be dirty. Like I said,
All
like
right.
that art is war. Like you gonna have to. It's gonna be many times where you ain't gonna want to do it. It's gonna be many times where you just wanna, wave that white flag and call it quits. But like, yo,
I was just
keep
about to
hammering
go
at
there, Mark.
it, cause once that ball gets to rolling and you stop, you come to a halting stop. It's hard to get that back rolling again.
I was just about to go there, Mark, because I'm like, yo, for real, I'm thinking about it now and we talking about it. And
Mm,
I'm like, yo, I'd be damned if I put in this much work, right?
mm,
Just for somebody else, family to come and eat off of the work that I put in from the ground floor, bro. Like I'd be damned if I do all this creation of the Aether universe. I'm like, there's no reason for me to be doing all this by myself right now, bro. Like it is not even possible. Like I shouldn't be doing this much by myself. There, like if I was going to do this much, or if the Aether universe was going to have this much being done, then there should have been somebody else here doing something. Like
right.
the artwork and the writing itself, like there should be no man doing both of those. Like it's just not, it's not realistic.
Mm,
It's not a feasible goal. Like you had to be maniacal in order to do what I'm doing right now. So I'd be damned if I do all this work. And the world right now, and I'm promising y'all, right? The world right now, the way my life is looking, and Mark said artist war.
mm-hmm.
And what he mean by that is that you'll have, like, at the beginning when you doing what you do, you'll be the only one that believe in it.
Mm, mm-hmm.
You'll be the only one to believe in it. But because the world is the way it is, it's so capitalistic, right? If you ain't making money from the things that you believe in, then nobody else wants to step on your bandwagon anyway. So you can't
Yeah.
even start nothing. And like I'm so blessed, bro. Like I think about it every day, bro. I'm so blessed to find Alyssa, because Alyssa is like the most. I don't know if the girl is like as supportive as she is, like just scared to go against things. Like I don't know what it is, but like yo, for real, when I told her that, and like I ain't never had, like I've never had any promise as an author, but I told her what was going on, and Alyssa was like, yo, put that in the. Why isn't a book out yet? Like I was sitting here to explaining the Aether universe. I'm like, look, I started writing this when I was blase splee 2010. I was this old, the stupid question that made this come to life. I'm explaining all this to her. I'm showing her list after list. I'm showing her this failed
Mm-hmm.
book that I rewrote like 6 times. I'm showing her all of this, and she was like, "Why is this not released yet?" And I was like, "I don't know." And she was like, "You should do it." And I was like, "Yeah, I should."
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I never showed any promise as an author at all. But it was that day that I decided, like, yo, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I rewrote that book for the last time. No, actually, that's a lie. I'm gonna rewrite it when I get back to it. I ain't even lying to you. But
Right.
dog, like, yo, for real, like you hardly ever come across anybody who's like, yo, I'm I got a huge support system behind me. And I mean, I guess now that I've actually started making money as an author, things are a little bit different. But when I first started, when I said I was going to release a book, when I ain't had no book, 0 books released, ain't nobody want to fool with that idea, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like even in that aspect, you have your few supporters. Uh, because a king doesn't just he's not born a king unless he's already someone had to climb the ranks, start out as like the knight on the battlefield.
Bro.
Everybody around them have kicked the bucket, but they still trucking, they still fighting. They make it back, they get that promotion, and they might seem crazy then because what they're fighting for seems frivolous. But like after they see them just grind it out. They see that they're actually getting something for it. Then usually the support system comes, people hop on. But you gotta be careful with that because there's some people that hop on for, I'm gonna get with this person and I'm gonna get what I need out of it, and then I'm gonna bounce. Uh, make sure you have a following that truly believes in you. Cause it'll show. Cause at first, they're not gonna get a whole lot out of it. If they don't truly believe in what you have to offer, then keep pushing. Cause the right ones will come. The right ones will see, hey, I believe in what this man is preaching. I believe in what this person got, what this person has going on, and I want to be a part of that too. Not because I want something out of it, because I want to add on to that, or I want to change the world with him. I believe that we can do this together and you know bring a whole lot of people that are in the darkness to the light. Uh,
All
and
right,
what's
oh,
up?
go ahead, go ahead. My bad.
Nah, you got it. What was up?
All right, so I got a question, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to take you back to the moment that you decided that your path now is the path that you wanted to follow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like you from a small town. Like I
Very
can't
small.
imagine the population of that town being more than 15,000, bro. Um, but everybody there is blue collar. You
Mm-hmm.
got most of the people there who like I know a lot of people from there that work at Walmart distribution. I don't
Yeah.
know if you're the only one from there that work at that work at the place that we work at or not, but like a lot of people they blue collar and they don't really know much else because there's nothing else really there, or they don't really know people who do anything other than blue collar work. So when
Mm-hmm.
and we all know that in an environment like that, it's hard to bring other ideas into environments like that because they're not really received or accepted at all. So when you made the decision to take the road that you're taking right now, what did that look like for you? Like in your environment, in your day to day, like if you told anybody, I don't know how many people know that you following that road. Like even hell, the podcast, like
Uh,
like take us to that moment, bro.
it was well, the podcast was something I've always wanted to do. I talked about with like other friends, like, oh, we should do a podcast. We should, the just the mindset that I had with my friends. We all had that yes, we come from a small place, but like we're smart. We're smart as heck. Like uh we had honor classes. We did XYZ in school or whatever. We weren't the top, but we were smart. We together, like, we had fun. We had a lot of dreams, aspirations. But yeah, coming from like this small town, the things that we talked about with other people, they would be on board, but they weren't like truly with it. They weren't truly like, you know uh we can see y'all doing that. It was just like, that's a good idea, and then go about their business. Um, but yeah, this was all foreign. This was all unknown. Uh, I think the only ones that were supported was the closest friends that I was talking about. Uh, even my parents, they really blue collar. They want me to go to the job, climb the corporate ladder, and whatnot. They were supportive. Because I was trying to be in a band a while ago, and they were supportive about that, but they were just like, what's the end goal? What's the backup plan if this fails? You got a safety net or something like that, or so they let me explore, but it was always all right, now let's get back to work. Let's get back to the 9 to 5 thing. Um, so it was a kind of a leap of faith thing. Um, this was still something I always wanted to do. So it was basically me motivating myself to get this started. All I kind of needed was like a extra person to start it with me. Thank you, sir.
All right. So like I want the podcast, like, yeah, that's a little bit more feasible. Like like people can handle that a little bit better than because you just pretty much on a Zoom call once a week and you market the Zoom call. Like but I'm like more or less talking about your Morton's Castle.
Orange Cast.
Cause like that, and like when you talking about blue collar, like you do everything with your hands, but you talking about when you as building Morton's Castle, you talking about digital. Everything is digital. You in front of a computer most of the day. Like you talking about coding and all this other stuff like that. Like, and then you like, you talk to people from that you grew up with. You like, yo, this is what I want to do. And like, are people telling you like, yo, we ain't learned that in school. Like, you ain't go to college for that. So like, how you feel like you about to start a video game company, bro? You think you about to be on a Nintendo Switch or something, bro? Come on, bro, for real. You doing that, dog? Like, like have you ever experienced that, or like have you ever gone through like your family telling you that that's not necessarily possible, or people trying to talk you out of it, or something like that?
It's about the same. Like I said, my closest friends, they're real supportive.
Okay.
My family, they've been. I don't even think I told them I wanted to do game design. Uh, but I'm pretty sure that they would be, they'd be supportive about it as long as I'm, have all my T's crossed and I's dotted. As long as bills are getting paid, as long as I'm afloat, and it's something that's gonna bring something back in return. I'm pretty sure that they would be pretty supportive about that. I do have people, like at work, I'll tell somebody, I'm also trying to do game design on the side, and like I told a associate recently, and it was like, there's a lot of coding in that. You code like that, and I'm like, it is, there's a coding aspect to it, but then there's also with technology these days, it's real easy. Like, it's in today's age, who can't make a video game? Like, who it's a lot of hard work at first, learning the tools and what you can do with the tools. And then once you learn that, it's
No,
all mine.
investing in the tools is the hardest part.
Yeah, that too. Because
Yeah, because the tools will teach you how to do it once you get the tool, but it's the getting of the tool as the part that, yeah, yeah.
yeah, but I don't think I've had a too big of a negative aspect when I tell people. Um, I guess some people just like look at me, think I'm smart or something. I don't know. I don't understand why. I haven't
Glasses.
got I haven't got too much backlash for it. Not to my face. I don't know what they're saying behind my back, but I haven't gotten well, there's one associate that was like, "Oh, why you doing that?" He will remain nameless on this podcast.
There's definitely been plenty of examples though. We've used them for examples plenty of times. I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter.
But yeah. It's no reason, literally no reason for me to get this thing off the roads, because like it's totally possible. It's not something that's taboo. It's not something that that's gonna cost me an arm and a leg. Uh, it's literally just investing the time into learning, investing the money to get the tools, and that's it. It's kind of like the story I told with the trip that I was offered to go to Japan for, like, the robotics. The only thing was stopping me was a $4,000 price tag, and I at that time believed that was a lot of money, and then I didn't go through with it. I didn't act to to get there, to do the things I need to do to get that money to get there.
Well, to be fair, there was some external motivation to ignore that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, yeah, people can be convinced out of their dreams, Mark. Let's
ooh, yeah,
not even and go past that. Like,
yeah.
you can tell somebody, and the reason why I was asking you that stuff is to kind of shine a light on the fact that sometimes you will have people outside of you telling you that what's inside of you isn't valid.
Mm. Isn't valid, isn't valuable, isn't the norm. It's crazy because it's like, it's just like that meme where it's like a line of animals, right? And then it's a judge on the other side. It's a person judging the animals, and it's like, hey, go climb that tree, and you got a giraffe, a fish, a turtle, a bear, or something, and it's just like, how are you gonna judge these animals on their characteristics, on climbing a tree, something
That's
that
right.
may be normal for some, but a struggle for others, and
Because
it's you.
a squirrel can't cross the ocean and a fish can't climb a tree.
Right. And it's like we get those. It's usually reversed in these situations. It's usually the person that can't do that's judging someone that can do, and just completely shattering their dreams, their aspirations to do the things that they want to do. And we're here to tell y'all to ignore them. Like this, like, if you're passionate about it, if it lights a fire in your soul, I say go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. The amount of times I like writing a book is one thing,
Mm-hmm.
but when I tell people my all time goal, like my end game, folks get really wary of what I'm doing. It's like I told one dude, and it's probably the same dude that you talk about. I'm pretty sure it is, but like for whatever reason, bro, dreams can't go to this dude, dog. And I want to say it's because of his friend, because it seemed like now that we kind of like building him up a little bit, he seems to be a little bit more open to possibilities of things, but he just got that anchor. He just got that anchor on him, and for whatever reason, he just refused to let that anchor go. But I've been seeing a divide there, so I'm a little proud of that. But when I first told him, man, I was like, yo, like, because he was one of the people, like, he hated the book. He was like, yo, I don't like it. I don't know, like, I didn't know what was happening. It was garbage, like blase split. Like, I was like, all right, cool. Like, I feel you, but like your one bad review to 50 good reviews, like I got to take for what you know.
I mean, if we talking about the
you for
same person, he told me he don't like that genre in general. So I'm like, how you gonna read a
He
book?
started off with that. He started off with that, and then he was like, "Oh, then like the laundry list." I'm like, "But you just said you don't read sci-fi thriller. Like, how does that even? Why are you even talking to me right now? Why did you pick it up? I told you what it was before you picked it up." So anyway, I ain't even go there. But when I told my man, because and I thought that, and here's what I was thinking. He had the interest in what I was taught and what my goal is, right? Because he loves the comic books. He loves the comic book movies or whatever the case is. Like he like adores Marvel. He don't really like DC like that. But all that stuff,
That's
like the
why I don't
anime,
like
all
it.
that other shit like that. Like I was like, yo, I'm gonna tell my man maybe he got some pointers or something that I can, I might be able to take back or whatever. Or maybe he might be trying to join or whatever the case is. Because like you find people that has the same interests or whatever. And when I told my man, bruh, you would have thought I went to trial, Mark. He was like, yo, nah, man, how you think you're gonna do that? He was giving me all kind of excuses, like, yo, that's not how that works. Like, you can't do that. Like, but you're writing a book, that's comic books, like, because I told him, I'm like, yo, my goal, my end game is to compete with Marvel. Like
Mhm.
Marvel and DC, like I want to be that third branch that's up there that competes against them. Because like every time you talk about comic books and superheroes, it's always Marvel or DC. I want to
Yep.
throw another name in there. Like I just want to be that guy. I want to see my characters on the silver screen. And he was like, "Yo, nah, that's not. You can't do that. Stan Lee did this, and Stan Lee did that. Jack Kirby, blase, blase, splee." He went down the list of people. He started talking about comic books, and then he started telling me how bad my book was. I was like, "Yo, what is happening here?" So yeah, you'll come across people like that, and the war that Mark was talking about isn't necessarily on the business side of what we talking about here. The
Yeah.
war is the internal struggle after you come across somebody like that.
Yep.
The war is persisting after that.
Because it'll be easy to. Because I'm pretty sure he had he had receipts. He had big names to throw at you. He had some type of information to throw at you that may or may not have seemed relevant to your situation, and it would have been easy to just get swept under the waves of just excuses that he was giving you. But you persisted. uh and there will be many people in your life, and the people we're talking to, the person listening right now, there will be many people in your life like that that'll just try to just rebuttal or just demean everything you're saying or you're trying to do. Don't listen to them, because 9 times out of 10 you're doing something that they always wanted to do, or something that they tried to do but failed at, and they just
Or
quit
something
because
that
of
they
that
knew
one failure.
somebody who they knew somebody's brother, cousin, uncle, baby daddy who did it and
Yeah,
didn't succeed. Yeah,
because especially
yeah.
in our community, that it is it. I don't know what it is, but we are famous for doing that. My mom was a little bit like that. Older brother, he went out. He was first to leave the house, go to college. Things didn't work out for him a little bit, and she just kind of took that. It was like, all right, you ain't going to this college. He basically just X that college off the list of colleges. He's like, you ain't going here, you ain't doing XYZ. If you go to college, you're gonna focus mainly on college and this and that. And I'm just like, okay, all right, I get where you're coming from, but we two different people. I understand we came from the same place, started at the bottom, but we are two different people. I got this. Just let me go, and if I do fail, I fail. It's all right. I'm gonna come back, regroup, and I'm gonna try it again. Uh, and that brings me to something Tim Ross said. Uh, a lot of people, when they say they failed at something, or people will say failures. Oh, I have many failures, but usually it should be rewritten. He said he doesn't believe in failures. He believes in findings. So yeah, he tried something, didn't work out. All right, I found out that this doesn't work. So let me try this over here. That doesn't
Yeah.
work. All right. That's another finding. These two things, they don't work. So let me try something else. And the ball just continues to roll on and roll on. And that made me think of how we say, we took a loss. And I was like, if you think about it, two L's make a W. Put them together, they make a W. So you have two failings or you have two losses. Make those things work for for you. I think there's a whole podcast, or there's like YouTube videos of basically you see them all the time. What not to do in a video game, or what not to do starting out. It's basically people's failings, put into a video, and all right, don't do this. I tried this. This did not work. Don't do it. Try this instead. And then boom, you have a successful YouTube channel of just
My
going
favorite,
out
my,
doing something. Huh.
my favorite title is before you do X, watch Y. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Watch this. Yeah, yeah. I love those. So
Yeah.
I wanted to say that when you're doing something,
Mm-hmm.
when you have something planned, or you have a dream in mind or something
man.
or of that nature, start on it first. Like before you even tell
Ooh.
anybody, before you even
Mhm.
think about telling anybody, just start on it. Just do it. And what you'll notice is that like it takes a lot of discipline and a
Oh, yeah.
lot of mental fortitude from the beginning to start on something and go through it without having that support factor, because at the beginning you need to be your own support.
Yeah.
You need to be your own support, your own motivation, and your own cheerleader at the beginning. So start on it first and do something. Just do something before even bringing it up to anybody. Like if you have to tell somebody, go ahead. Like if it's like your spouse, like you probably should tell your spouse what you're doing. Like I'm just being real, but like they should probably know something
Mhm.
that you don't want to blindside them with taking a whole bunch of time away from your relationship. You know what I'm saying? So like make sure that it especially something that you gotta invest money into, like y'all in one household making, y'all put y'all money together. You don't want to be taking out of the money trying to build something and your spouse don't know about it. Like I've heard people make that mistake a few times too. Like I don't know how you thought that was a good idea to take money out of there. I ain't gonna go there, but that's a whole different podcast. But do it first, like yo, for real. Like when I started telling people that I'm a stubborn person. Like I'm like that type of person that's gonna prove you wrong regardless, because I've already proved myself
Yeah.
right in my head.
Mhm.
Let me rewind that. I'm the type of person that's going to prove you wrong because in my head I've already proven myself right. So I've been writing the Aether Universe for the last 13 years. So there was nothing that you could say to me that could have made me not write these books that I'm writing now. There was nothing there that was going to take me off of this path. I've done other things. Like I've been doing other stuff that ain't had no business doing, but it was stuff that taught me business. It was stuff that taught me marketing. It was stuff that taught me how to network and put myself out there. And now I'm back to writing. So there was nothing after doing all that. There is nothing that you can do or tell me that I couldn't write a book. There was nothing that you could do to tell me. Like you can argue against ideas all day long, but one thing that people can't argue against is proof. So put the proof out there. Like Bill Cosby said, the proof is in the pudding, and if the pudding is on the shelf, then there's nobody about to argue with your pudding. I promise you. The pudding
Yes.
pop is on the shelf. Ain't nobody about to argue against that, bruh. Telling you. Put in the work first. Put in the work on the front end, because on the back end, ain't nobody's opinion is going to matter when you got other people who like what you got going on.
Facts. Big facts. Uh, and another thing in the aspect uh of creating, uh we see a lot of people get into the mindset of, all right, I can't produce, I'm gonna produce, but I'm gonna produce for other people. And that's a detriment to your brand or whatever you're trying to establish, because you're you're putting stuff out that it's not necessarily attached to you, or you don't necessarily uh vibe with it, or there's no connection, there's no heart of you in there in what you're trying to create. uh a lot of people do that. You see it in the music industry. They're only producing like what what they think the people want, or kind of like uh they're not making music for themselves. They're not putting their heart and soul in it. They're just producing something that's uh
Like Game
similar,
Freak.
or yeah. Well, no, because Game Freak, they just be throwing scraps. They just like, here y'all go. We know y'all gonna buy it, so we just gonna give y'all anything. But yeah,
I thought
kind
that's
of.
what we were talking about. I'm sorry, my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah. Nah, you're right. You're right. Kind, yeah, like Game Freak. Instead of making something from the heart, something that's made with time, quality, with effort, with a sense of like this nurturing touch to it. produce things like that. If you don't like it, why are you producing it?
Yeah.
So don't worry about anyone else. Like Max said, don't worry about the back end. Create, put it out there, make it because you want to make it because you love it, put your foot in it, put it on the shelf. Video game, book, music, uh photography, whatever it is, whatever business, whatever product, whatever service you're trying to put out there that's going to change the world, put it on the shelf. This is your year to put it on the shelf. Also, Happy New Year, everybody.
Oh, yeah. It is the first podcast after the new year. I forgot about that. Sir. Actually, no, it's not. It's not. We had one go up 2 days ago.
Yeah.
But we didn't say it on there either. I forgot. All right, so I have a problem. I don't necessarily celebrate holidays like everybody else do. Like I was still working my tail off over my little break, bro. Especially I had some stuff going on, and I was like, yo, I got to get out of this situation, bro. I revamped the whole website. Like I was motivated, bro. Like, and I'm starting to notice a little something about myself, man. Like back in the day, I can remember when situations came up, and I used to have a different reaction to situations when things went bad. Like back in the day when I was a little more immature, I remember canceling my drive out when bad things happen. If that makes sense. Like now those bad things motivate me to push forward. Like I have conversation about something that like and bruh, like quiet as kept, like we not in like the best situation as it pertains to our lifestyle. Like we want lives that's a little bit better than the lives that we have now. So like it's hard. It's hard when you like mentally. It's hard when you know for a fact that you better than where you at, and then you had to go back to the spot that that drains the life out of you, bro. Like it's tough. Like Alyssa and I had to hold each other up a lot. So like I got to a point now, bro. Like when somebody do some shady stuff at work, bro. Like I have a reminder on my phone. Like at the time that they did it, like I have my phone remind me every day that this happened. It keep me working. I don't even know why I went there, but like for real, like I just don't like because of that. I think I missed the holidays. I think that's where we started off there. Like I don't know why I went there to that tangent. That's crazy.
I mean, nah, it's needed because it goes back to that artist war. Like, you could be minding your own business, all in your own headspace. You could be producing. You could be just living your best life, trying to start a business, and then you do have that outside factor of people see that as threatening, because just like crabs in a barrel, they want you to stay in that same below spot that they're in, or they don't want to see you happy. I think that there's a lot of people that we work with that just don't want to see other people succeed. It's just like,
no, hell nah, bro. Like we said like I was telling you on the last episode, bro. Like when things weren't going right at the job, like they accused me because I wasn't focused. They accused me of working on my book, bro.
and it's like, I mean, I job. It's a little special. It's a little special. But nah, for the people that's listening, like you're gonna have those people. You're gonna have an opposing force. It's inevitable. It's with anything. You could be wanting to uh save people in a struggling country. Just build houses in a struggling country. You'll have somebody come up to you. Why you want to do that? There's a reason they're in the position that they're in. And it could
You ain't got enough money to do that. We don't make enough money to do that.
And it's like the little things count to a bigger picture. Like it's crazy how something so genuine like that, you just willingly want to help. You'll have people being like, oh, why you helping them? Why you ain't helping the people over here? You know, they basically saying why you ain't helping me? Why you ain't building me up? Why you trying to build somebody that's across the seas or someone that you barely know? Why you ain't, you know, doing this and that? And I'm just like,
Won't help you, lazy mother.
what?
No.
We in the same boat. You getting the same paycheck I'm getting every week, every bi-weekly, and all you doing is spending it on frivolous things, and then you wanna
Statues,
the statues, spending on other things, and then asking
hero
for help.
cards,
Uh,
cigarettes.
take it way back. You know, shout asking for a group of associates to buy groceries. You know, where your
I still,
priorities at?
I still think that was like that was some BS right there, bro. And the fact that they did it was the problem that I had, dog.
That's crazy. Yep.
The fact that they did it, bro. I would have took her to the grocery store because I know she had a kid, right? I would have took her to the
Mhm.
grocery store and bought nothing but baby food, bro. I would like, we gonna buy baby food. Everything else is on you, sweetheart. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like the baby gotta eat. The baby shouldn't suffer
Right.
because you stupid. Like I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro.
Like,
Like I wouldn't have bought her no damn groceries, bro. I understand what those women were trying to do, and I understand this women empowerment thing, but that girl won't even know. That girl won't right, bro.
gotta stick together. I guess I don't know.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
But all right, man. What we got coming up in this brand new year that we're in, 2023.
January 17th, man. I got the release of the Arcane and Prophecy going out to my mailing list. So if you want to get into the first thriller sci-fi fantasy book of the Aether Universe, the first teaser of the Aether Universe, go ahead and join my mailing list over at ajmcmullen.com. And get on that because on January the 17th, I will be sending out that. I will be sending out the Arcane and Prophecy to everybody that's signed in to my mailing list. Second note, I got a re-release of the Gem State Siege coming up. Uh, I'm noticing a few things now that I'm learning a little bit on the author marketing side. The Gem State Siege can be a little bit. It can be a little better. So I'm gonna
Okay.
go through with a fine tooth comb, and I'm a undot my T's and uncross my I's and do it right this time.
Mhm.
Change, get a new book cover on that thing, make it look more sci-fi. Because I think one of the problems is that it's not represented in a sci-fi genre, as far as the book cover is concerned. So I wanna go ahead and switch that up and see what happens, man. See what shake loose, man. Yeah. So far, that's all I got coming up, man.
Word, that's what's up. Uh, over here ain't too much going on. We're actually we're working more. Even with the schedule, I've like literally dedicated time where like when the new year hit, not even because of the new year, it was actually before the new year. I was like, yo, we need to put things into overdrive. Like we need to have a structure in this house. We need to have systems to get things in place. Like we want to go to these places. Like we want to experience more of, you know,
Life.
yeah, experience more of life. And it's like I came to the realization like we can go to these places, we can experience this life, but without the without these systems, without like, you know, dotting the I's and crossing the T's, we won't be able to enjoy it. Like we could go to Japan right now, but
Yeah.
because we have, you know, XYZ to worry about, it's not gonna be an enjoyable trip. Like those things will always be in the back of our minds. And until we conquer those, uh there's a lot to be worked on. So that's what we're doing. Um that's what we got going on. So stay tuned to see what comes out of that. And we love y'all. We love y'all, people. We love doing this for y'all. And I guess we can close it out right here.
Be sure to like and subscribe. Rate us on iTunes, and like us on Facebook and all the other places. All of the links in the description. And make sure that you turn your notifications on. Just subscribe on YouTube to be notified on the videos when they release as well. Release every Tuesday mornings. We're here. Take the to give you motivation while you on your way to the place that's going to take the motivation out of you, because we know most of y'all are 9-to-5ers. So yeah.
Yep, we want y'all to do better, be better, and just be wonderful people. This has been the Dirty Trunk Podcast, where the elephant is always welcome. It's me, your boy Marcus Morton. Always here with me is D. Aaron Mack, and always remember, those who shy away from addressing the elephant in the room are doomed to be crushed by the weight of it. We love y'all.
Peace. Love y'all. See y'all next week.